Well, we're out of money. Hello everyone, welcome back to more Football Manager 2019 with me, Mr. Grand 2, and episode 58 of Monaco. And today we've got ourselves the chance of winning yet more silverware as we face Saint Etienne in the final of the Coupe de la Ligue, as well as the first leg of our Champions League knockout round match against Tottenham. That match, of course, to repeat the Champions League final in which we lost to Spurs on penalties back in Season 2. Since last time then, things have been, well, continually, a bit mixed, I guess. We haven't lost, as you can see, we haven't lost for ages, but we have drawn again, a 1-1 draw with Saint Etienne. A 1-1 draw with Saint Etienne that was so close to being a defeat, Pietro Pellegrini equalising in the final minute of stoppage time to get us a point, but even that is not really close to enough, as we'll see in a minute. We followed that up with a 5-0 win against Dijon, an absolute thrashing, 2 from Aouar and a hat-trick from Keita Balde. And then the fully rotated side was able to just about squeak a win and see off Montpellier in the 11th round of the Coupe de France. Domenico Berardi getting both goals, including one in the 90th minute. So we are through to the Coupe de France quarter-final. That's tucked in there. I might skip over that game, actually. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We might have a triple game special next time, actually, with the second leg of the Spurs game and the PSG game. Although the PSG game's importance has kind of lessened somewhat. So as we can see from the league table, yes, we do have a game in hand ahead of PSG, but even if we do win that, we will still be 5 points behind them. Those draws have cost us. Those early defeats to Marseille and, of course, PSG themselves have cost us. Our goal difference is better, but we're going to need PSG to drop points, to slip up like they have done throughout the past 4 seasons, but it doesn't look like they're going to this year. I think it's just going to be this year. Still plenty of games to go. They've still got 10 games to go, but I'm not particularly optimistic. Still a huge amount of opportunities to win trophies, though. We're still in both domestic cups. Of course, the final of the Coupe de la Ligue, is coming up right now. And then, of course, that Champions League quarter-final. Can it be our year to finally win the European Cup? So here we are then, the Coupe de la Ligue final against Saint Etienne. So often the scourge of us in cup competition, certainly in recent years. So it's not going to be easy. We're also playing this at Saint Etienne Stadium, apparently, which I don't think is very fair. Obviously they're not going to play a cup final at our stadium because we have a really tiny stadium, but surely we should be playing in a neutral venue. Anyway, hopefully that doesn't cost us. We've got a full strength side for this one. Everyone's in pretty good form. They're raring to go. Lafont is in goal. He did make a little bit of a mistake in the previous match. Hopefully that won't affect him too much. But the defence is, as you would expect, Mendy, Martinez, De Ligt and Sidibe. Balde, Kessie, Tielemans and Skov through the middle. Aouar supporting Patrick Schick up front. And everyone's average rating's pretty solid, except for Lafont, which is below 7, but that's kind of what you'd expect for a goalkeeper. And then, but Balde, other than his recent hat-trick, and Schick, probably the two that sort of letting the team down a little bit. Potential areas for improvement. So 2 huge games today. First of all, this cup final against Saint Etienne. Not going to be easy by any means. So many threats. Debussy, I've nearly signed it past. They got Meunier, formerly of PSG, at right back. Wabi Kazri so often has caused problems against us. It's not going to be a walk in the park, that is for sure. But I do expect nothing but a win from this. I expect them to win the trophy. Our record in finals has been pretty good in this save, although we have, saying that, lost our 2 most recent finals. We did lose of course, to PSG in the Trophy de Champions this year. We lost to them in the Coupe de France last year, but otherwise I think it's pretty good. We lost the first Trophy de Champions, but we've won all the other Trophy de Champions and both Coupe de la Ligues we've been in. Of course, we did lose the Champions League final. Anyway, Skov with the corner early on. De Ligt heads it in, and Lissandro Martinez is there to poke it home. The assist coming from his centre-back partner. Those two absolutely not going to be replaced. Hopefully no one comes in for them, and we can just persuade them to stay if they do, because these two have an absolutely phenomenal relationship. And this man that's just gone off injured, Keita Balde, not been particularly consistent, and potentially a player we can look at improving on. Of course, we do have Lozano, who we're going to bring on now, and maybe he could become a starter, and we can see. It depends if we get a bid in the summer. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Skov with a free kick, whips it in, saved, and De Ligt is there. Martinez got the first goal. The other part of our brilliant centre-back partnership gets the second, and we are in control in this Coupe de la Ligue final. Half an hour on the clock, 2-0 to the good, and it's the centre-backs once again doing all the work. Why are we seeing a goal line clearance? Why are we seeing that after he scored the rebound? That seems incredibly pointless. Lozano running forwards. This could become 3 very, very quickly. Chance put over just by, I think it was Skov. It might have been Schick. I'm not sure. Well, at half-time, absolutely full in control. Not what I was expecting at all. Obviously, I mean, they're not as much of a threat as PSG or Marseille or Lyon, I guess, but they've been a thorn in our side throughout this save. Skov with another free kick. Can we get a third to absolutely seal this? It's carnage in the box. Pellegri's got it in the end. Sidibe looking for anyone. Kessie, is he going to go for the shot? Is Mendy going to go for the shot again? He does. Rattles the crossbar. Skov puts it back in, and that's the end of the highlight. Well, a minute and a half on the clock, and this has been about as one-sided a cup final as you can get. About as much of a procession of a cup final as you can expect. Pellegri really should have made it 3 there. But you can't complain about this from a Monaco fan point of view. Absolutely fantastic, controlled, disciplined performance. We've got ourselves the Coupe de la Ligue, the trophy we've won 3 times now in the save. We got it back. We didn't win it last year. Disappointingly knocked out in the 4th round. So a very good performance. Sets us up nicely going into the rest of the season and that Champions League quarter-final against Tottenham. All important game later on, but another piece of silverware on the shelf. Absolutely sensational. And yes, it's not the highest of the tournaments. We'd rather win the league, the Coupe de France, the Champions League, but it's a trophy nevertheless. You can't complain about that. And we get 2.75 million for that, which is good because we, as you've seen at the start of the episode, we're kind of running out of money, and I don't really know why. I don't think it can't just be because of the wage bill. Something's gone a little bit wrong. Anyway, I topped the Hall of Fame. One of France's most accomplished managers. Am I at the top of this now? So I am literally the most successful manager, not a French manager, the most successful manager in France of all time. 4 league titles, 3 domestic cups, for an apparent score of 793 points. Take that, Robert Herbin, whoever you are. Take that, Laurent Blanc. Take that, Amir Jacquet and Paul Le Guen. There's a new king of France. And it's time for the grudge match, the rematch against Tottenham Hotspur. First leg of our Champions League quarter final. This is as far as we've got since we lost that Champions League final to Spurs back in the 2nd season of the game. Of course, we were so close to winning it. If Matthias de Ligt had scored his penalty, we would have been champions of Europe, but it wasn't to be. And since then, the furthest we've got was a quarter-final defeat to Valencia 2 years ago. Last time, we didn't even get that far. Can we have our second best performance in Europe of the save by seeing off Spurs, firstly in this first leg and then the second leg next time out? Just the one change from the cup final then, and Keita Balde is not particularly seriously injured. He'll be back for the next few games, but given the fact that his form has been relatively indifferent, that recent hat-trick aside, I'm going to bring in Hirving Lozano. So 3 years on from the last time we played them, still got many of the same players. They had Pavon back then, I think, but Eriksen's still there, Ali still there, Kane's still there, Sanchez, Alderweireld and Lloris still there. Otherwise, some differences. Danilo Pereira, they've got Nicholas Berg, who's a highly rated. So I think we need some revenge. I mean, I guess I can't ask them to do revenge because we didn't actually lose to them. It was a 1-1 draw, and then it went to penalties, and that's why we lost. Which is so I guess we can't say it was revenge. But anyway, go out there and win. Get a positive result here. Coming forwards straight away, less than 3 minutes on the clock. Tielemans running forwards, and it's a very weak effort in the end, straight into Lloris's hands. Throw in from Sidibe. He's found Schick, who's got some good space, and he's fed Robert Skov, but he looks like he might be offside. And I think he probably is, or it might be one of the ones where they allow it. After the VAR review. Great throw from Sidibe. Brilliant take from Patrick Schick. What a start this would be. Brilliant. Whips it in. Skov looks an absolute mile offside, to be fair. And if this is given, I'm going to question it. Even if it's in our favour. It has been given though, it counts. And Spurs immediately looking to strike back here. Danilo Pereira with a wild effort. De Ligt playing the ball forwards to the goal scorer, Robert Skov. Our completely and utterly bodied, surrounded by about 4 different players there. Gets away with it. We still have the ball. Skov flicks it into Patrick Schick. And that felt like an absolute certain goal, but he hits the woodwork. Well, what can you say except a good performance? Got the lead, not conceded. Let's do this for another 45 minutes. Maybe go out there and grab a couple more. And don't ship any, and we're looking very, very good. Skov with the corner in, looking for Martinez, and it looked like it went to Martinez. Apparently, Patrick Schick was the person that put the ball in the net. The game's highlighted Martinez. That was quite confusing. Skov whips the ball in, And, well, I think it must have been. Schick sort of just phased into Lisandro Martinez to head the ball home. At the end of the day, I don't care who puts it in the net. We're 2-0 up. Sidibe with the throw-in looking to Schick. It's come all the way down to Hirving Lozano, and we have grabbed a couple more. 3-0 to the good. I was about to take him off, actually, but another set-piece. Brilliant throw-in from Sidibe. I don't want to get rid of him anytime soon, despite his advancing age. He's still very physically good, and his throwing is such a deadly weapon for us. Lozano the beneficiary this time, and with 10 minutes to go, we're looking absolutely in control here. Sidibe now on the left-hand side, flicking the ball in, and Kessie with a poor pass straight to Son, but De Ligt is able to read it really, really well, keep the ball, and Berardi trying to play in Dani Olmo, and instead it looks like it's going to be a Spurs break. No, we get it back once more. Olmo, on as a substitute, flicks it into Lozano. Can he play it across? He can to Berardi, and he hits the post, and then it's cleared. A fourth would have absolutely killed this tie, you would think. Chance for Spurs to get a goal back. That would be an unfortunate blip on what's been an otherwise excellent game, but a poor ball from Oliver Skipp. Straight to Lozano. Schick is in. If he can put this away, he can. Absolutely fantastic counter-attacking goal, which we haven't seen enough of this season, really. Mainly because in the league, we're not really being attacked on very much. But what a run from Lozano. He's kind of played second fiddle to Balde this season, but he might be creeping ahead of him in the pecking order. And a fantastic, fantastic finish in the near post from Patrick Schick. He's rediscovered his best form, it's fair to say, keeping Pellegrini well out of the team. And we are 4-0 up. I've got one more sub to make. I'm not going to do it. The time is gone. And a 4-0 victory against Tottenham. You can't ask for anything better than that. Absolutely fantastic. No away goal conceded. A 4-goal margin. It is very, very simple. It's very, very simple. They will need to beat us by an absolutely colossal score at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium if they're to get through. Even if they win 4-0, that will only take them to extra time. A 5-0 win is what they need as a minimum. Any away goals for us give us a huge advantage. So there we are then, 2 huge games and 2 very, very good performances. We won the Coupe de la Ligue once more, and we are in huge, huge control of our Champions League quarter-final. Only an absolutely monumental muck-up is going to see us not reach the semi-finals once again. So as for what we do next time then, I'm not really particularly sure. We've got the quarter-final of the Coupe de France, and then of course the second leg against Spurs. That will definitely be what we play, and the PSG game as well. We might go for a triple game episode, I'm not sure. Otherwise, I might play the Lille game, and hopefully we do get through in that one. But still so many league matches left to play. The World Cup has played havoc with the schedule, and I think, given our deficit anyway, depending on what happens against PSG, we may well potentially just start playing a rotated side in pretty much every league game, potentially sack the league off a little bit this year, and really push on and try and win that Champions League. But anyway, that is going to be the end of the episode there. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed those fantastic performances. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the second leg and that PSG game as well. And I will see you next time.